Hello guys, welcome back to another episode. In this episode I'm going to be going through this concept art piece that I recently made. Yeah, I'm going to try and keep this one short and sweet. I don't want to drag it out too long. This concept art piece, I was very stupid and I decided to make it in Flash, which is not recommended. Flash is not the typical program you would use for concept art. Normally you'd use Photoshop, or in my case I would use Krita. There are some advantages, some small advantages to working in Flash. Like, it's a vector software, so it's perfect for if you want your art pieces to stay crisp at any resolution, because it can scale to any size and you can manipulate these shapes very easily with vector points. I'm pretty pleased with the overall look of it, although there are some things I really want to tweak. I'm going to go through and tweak a few things towards the end, because just looking at it I'm not happy with it. I'm never usually happy with things, but they're just, the clouds were easy at first to get that overall shape, but then I wanted to change the shape of the clouds going upwards, and that proved to be a bit more difficult, and it took me a few hours to actually come to a conclusion with those clouds, how to shape them on the top half of the page. Yeah, so now I just need to do a few more tweaks to the clouds that I've seen since I made my first test publish. Also, the sky fortress in the middle, which is kind of the centerpiece of the whole thing. That was really fun to make because it's just a silhouette, and I was able to whip it up really quick and just add and take things away, kind of sculpt it really fast, which was very satisfying. I'm not too sure about one of the pillars that goes off to the left and then how that goes away from the center line. I think I'm going to change that to make it look a bit nicer and maybe add some more details to the ships and clean it up a little bit. For most of the time that I was doing this, I wasn't zooming in at all. It was only occasionally that I would zoom in. I didn't really need to because mostly it's silhouettes. The clouds, the shadows on them, I couldn't decide what kind of hue and saturation and stuff to make them because I was being really silly, and I put them at a higher saturation and hue as the main part of the clouds, which I shouldn't have done. I should have kept them very close to the same levels as the rest of the cloud because they're very far away. So especially behind the sky fortress, it should have looked much further away, and so should have kind of blended in with the sky a lot more. The shadows and the normal fill should not be very different from each other in terms of your values and your hue and saturation. So this piece is actually for a game that I'm collaborating on, so I'm kind of contributing the art parts to the game, and we're in very early stages right now with the game. It's not something I'm used to doing. I've made very few concept arts for games, and most of the time when I've made concept art for games, it's been for my own games. So this is kind of a new experience for me, making concept art pieces and making the actual character pieces and objects for the game. It's a new learning experience for me. This piece might not even be in the finished game, just exploring some of the themes that we were talking about. I'm probably going to make a few other art pieces for it, and maybe there'll be a different theme. This is just one of the choices. You see, with these upper clouds, I keep on fiddling with them some more, and looking at them and reassessing what they're like and making them again and erasing and adding. Oh, it just gets it took way too long. I should have had these made much faster, but that's probably because it's mostly down to lack of experience, I think. And I'm trying to think of how the convection currents could work if there was an object in the sky suspended by nothing. How would the clouds move around that? But yeah, there's definitely some things about this one that I need to change. By the time this video goes up, I might have already done that. Hopefully I will have done them. And so yeah, I hope you like the art piece. It's up on my Tumblr, my Facebook and my Twitter. So if you would like to see more of these art pieces that I make, concept art, animation, illustration, just head over to Tumblr or Twitter or Facebook, or subscribe to my YouTube channel. That would help me out a lot. So thank you for watching. Goodbye.